let's get this fucking thing. I'm like so excited that this actually might work. Check that out. That's the first step of the process. Then we gotta take our little screwdriver here and we gotta go around. I'm like shaking. I'm so excited that this actually might work. Because I had a whole day last week where I was trying to get this computer to boot from that SATA drive or from the SSD, and it wasn't doing it. Like, it wouldn't go into recovery mode, and so I was just at a loss, and I had to keep opening and reopening the computer. Actually kind of a fun job opening this thing. I know where all the screws go, so it's okay if I mix them up. Okay, so watch this. Wait, I want to make sure it's in focus because this shit's cool. Check this out though. The whole, damn, it's warm. Oh wait, you know what I forgot to do? Yeah, so there's a door down here that holds the RAM in, and I forgot to undo it. So, you know, while I'm working on this, I'll kind of tell you about what was going on. So, last week, or I don't know, I think it was Saturday that I did it, I was kind of naive in my approach. Yeah. So what I did is I had that SSD lying around, and I was kind of naively like, oh, you know, I'll just put it in and I'll boot it into recovery mode and install the OS that way. I even made a bootable SSD, or sorry, bootable USB. Hang on, gotta disconnect the little microphone, and then boom. Can't see it, but the whole face of the iMac comes off. Take my camera and kind of show you. Like, look at that. Keep in mind, this is not a how-to guide. I'm just kind of doing it. And yeah, I was doing this exact same process, and I just couldn't get it to boot at all. Like, I could get it. It would show up on the screen where it's like, you know, the flashing folder icon where there's no operating system. You could get it there, and I tried booting it into recovery. I tried booting it into like the disk switcher with the USB plugged in. Nothing would show up, and I'm not sure why. Although I think I'm such an idiot. I'm trying to lift the display. I haven't even taken the screws out. I think the reason is because this Mac is running a patched version of Mojave. So these 2009 iMacs are only supposed to run up to El Capitan, so 10.11 or something. And they won't load, or they shouldn't load anything beyond that natively, but there are patch tools that you can use to run newer operating systems. And so I have that on this computer. It's a Mojave patcher. And I think that the patcher like messed with the base software of the computer. So like, I don't know if you call it a BIOS, but just like the recovery mode and stuff like that. And so it just wasn't working. And I think it's because like it wasn't recognizing my new drive because it's got like all this weird patch software on it, and it doesn't really know what to do with it. And that is my theory as to why it wasn't booting with just the SSD plugged in. And of course this computer is too old for internet recovery. So I think it was just getting confused like as for what to do. Here's what we're gonna do now. We're going to go ahead and pick up the display like this. There is a little, I know you won't be able to see, but sorry, there is a little, oh, I didn't disconnect this connector first. There's a little thing in there, unplug it, and then there's this big honking cable up there at the top, and I have to like basically just yank it out. Oh shit, I'm so scared I'm gonna break it. There we go. That will just come straight out. Now we have the internals of the iMac. So there's the motherboard, and there's the hard drive that we're replacing. Yeah, so how did I fix that problem, you might ask? Well, what I did is I took this drive and I used an app called Super Duper. That's what it's called. And basically what it does is it will take, you plug an SSD in like this with a SATA cable. You basically just duplicate the contents of your hard drive onto this guy. So this SSD already has everything from that hard drive installed on it. And I actually was able to get it to boot from this SSD via USB on that computer. So hopefully, if I just plug it in natively inside the computer, hopefully, and I'm fucking praying to God that it will load. Oh shit, Good thing it's solid state. Okay, so the way you do it is it's like this fucking, basically just yank it out of this fucking thing. I hate it. It's like doing hip surgery or something. Oh, there we go. Flip that shit out the way, and I think I can just, oh, I haven't disconnected it yet. Dude, this thing is fucking seriously hot. I mean, it was doing work. I left it on overnight. Look at that motherfucker. You see how big that thing is? Just for reference, here's a normal 2.5 inch hard drive. And then here is this fucking guy. Look at the difference. It's crazy. This is a 3.5 inch drive. It weighs probably 5 pounds. March of 2009 is when it was made. That's pretty cool. Bunch of shit, who really cares? Frankly, my room's so cold, it's like a hand warmer. It's actually kind of nice. So, you know, you might have noticed, like, you know, there's a bit of a size difference. So how am I gonna put this thing inside the case without it rattling around? Well, here's the solution. No, I'm not kidding. I'm actually gonna tape it inside of the computer. Let's go ahead and plug her in. I'm just praying to God that this thing works. Please, please, fucking please work, man. I was working so hard trying to get this shit. Okay, to prevent it from rattling around too much, I am gonna put some foam in there, so I'll just kind of like that. And then, yeah, I wasn't joking. I actually am taping it in there. It seems crude and like inappropriate, but it actually isn't. Like, this is basically what the original drive was doing. There you go. That's the new hard drive in there. Okay, let's close it all up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get it up on the stand, and we will test it to see if it works. Okay, I'm aware this isn't like the best shot in the world, but it's gonna have to do. So we're plugging in this guy, old Apple keyboard. It's actually a French keyboard for a European one. I'm actually so fucking nervous. Here we have the power cable. She is armed. She is armed and ready to go. So cross our fingers. Okay. All right, that's a good sign. Pray for the Apple logo. Please fucking work. Please fucking work. Yeah, no fucking way. My trash can just fell over. Oh my God. If this fucking works, hopefully, if it works, we'll see my name. Oh, that's good. That's a good sign. That's a really good fucking sign. Oh my God, no way in hell. I'm like actually shaking. No way. Holy shit. It fucking works. Oh my God. Hold on, I'm giving it a second. I don't want to play with it yet. I'm gonna wait for it to like kind of do its thing. After like a whole fucking day of opening this thing and it not working, it's finally, let's try loading up here. I'm not gonna do YouTube. I'll load up, let's just do Apple. Oh fuck, I don't even know where the period is on this damn keyboard. There we go. Okay, internet is, you know, internet's as good as internet. This has nothing to do with what I did. And there we go. Oh my God. Wait, I gotta see it. I gotta see it like in the menu. 500 gigabyte solid state drive. I can't believe it. This actually worked. I'm so happy. It's like actually not slow anymore. Because before it was like you'd click something and it would be painfully slow just to load it. Now it's like it's tolerable. All right, let's put the bezel back on and I'll give my final thoughts. All right, so first things first, everything in there should be connected. Let's go ahead and put on the bezel. So if anyone else wants to do this shit, if I ever actually upload this video anywhere, if you want like a little guide, so if you're opening a 24-inch iMac, there's gonna be 3 different screw sizes. There's gonna be long, medium, and short. There's only 2 long ones, 4 medium ones, and then the rest are short. I don't know how many it adds up to. The 2 long ones go down here at the bottom, The medium ones, fuck, they're all mixed together and they're like...
I know where all the screws go, so it's okay if I mix them up.
They go on the sides, so this is a medium, and it goes in like that. Okay, and then the short ones, they go in these two corners down here. I guess it is a tutorial now. Oh yeah, so I only have 3 screws going along the top. Because you have to screw these in all the way. If you leave them sticking out, it'll prevent the glass from going on. All right, now for the glass. The glass is the easiest part, I think. All right, that's how it goes, and it just kind of sits right on, just like that. It's magnetically held in place, so you can see how gross it is, though. I'm not too picky about it. All right, moment of truth. Can we get it to turn on again? Okay, I didn't even have to touch the fucking button. Oh, it's not even plugged in. Let's get rid of this fucking thing. We can put a much better piece of technology down. The iMac is completed, motherfucker. Yeah, the iMac. Oh my god, fuck. In closing, I would say that this is a pretty good upgrade. To be frank with you though, like, you know, this thing has an old dual core Intel processor, you know, it's got fucking DDR3 RAM. So you could argue like, oh, I mean, the computer's so shitty, why would, you know, what would an SSD do for it? And to a degree, it's kind of true, but, well, I used it for like 2 years as just like a video player. Like I'd be playing video games on one computer and this thing would be, you know, on the other one. So I didn't have to like take up RAM of my one computer. So, I mean, it makes a great secondary device. Like I said, my plan for it is going to be like, I'm going to put some nice speakers with it, and it'll be kind of like an audio controller type thing. Like you'll be able to play music, play movies, stuff like that. That's kind of the plan that I have for this. Another benefit that you might not have thought about is that I saved probably about 5 pounds of the computer's weight. So now instead of weighing 40 pounds, it weighs 35. So, but yeah, I think that if you have the time and I guess the skill, I don't think it really needs much skill, but if you have the time to do it, I would say do your research. Make sure you know what, you know, operating system it's running. You got to make sure to know like, oh, is it a patched version? Is it fucking gonna fuck with my BIOS or whatever? And just, you should really just know the computer before kind of just doing it. But I would say, yeah, it's definitely worth it upgrade. It'll make the system run faster. I can't make any guarantees for like, you know, web browsing or whatever. Certainly not gaming. I would not consider this to be a gaming machine now that I've put an SSD in it, but I would say that it is a quite worth it upgrade. That's really all I've got to say about it. Suck on these nuts.